You wouldn't say anything. You'd be like, here in St. Louis, stop. Enjoying it a lot, stop. Hope to see you soon, stop. Yours. That would be the version of you that people get over the wire.
Hey, welcome back. It's time for the Three Bosses Walk in a Room and Nothing Gets Done podcast. I know we have a huge list of topics ready to go, but I can't decide where to start.
I was going to ask you a question, actually.
Yeah.
So one of the topics that came up when we were talking about life-changing technologies and computers and whatnot was, remember we were talking about how the phone as a mechanism of distraction was sort of annoying, and that wasn't like that was like the opposite of a life-changing technology.
Totally.
Or at least that part of using a phone. I guess I'm curious to hear, what are the good things that your phone is doing for you today?
Oh, man.
You know? What are the use cases that you're just like proud of?
That's a really interesting question. I imagine that maybe my answer is similar to a lot of people's in a lot of ways, but I have a somewhat unique relationship with my phone as well. Mm-hmm. So I got my first smartphone, the iPhone 3G, so the second model, back in 2008. Mm-hmm. And I paid $100 a month or something for phone service, which, man, that was harsh, paying that much for the 2 years of my contract. And after that, I was really poor. Mm-hmm. I still wanted to use my iPhone,
sure,
but I just couldn't afford to pay $100 a month for service.
Right.
And so I connected to Wi-Fi, and as much as I could, I just used whatever apps or VoIP tools and messaging services and all of that I could, mm-hmm, to feel like I had a phone, to still be able to communicate and stay connected, but without having to pay for service. Mm-hmm. And so the obvious answer for a phone is, oh, well, you know, I can talk to people, or it keeps me connected to my community. It keeps me engaged with the world. But I feel like beyond that, maybe I'm a little bit more distant from a lot of my family and a lot of my friends from when I was young. I've moved around a lot, so that makes connecting with me a lot harder. And, you know, out of sight, out of mind. It's easy to stop engaging with someone just because they're not part of your circle anymore. And to be able to say, hey, I'm still at my phone. And maybe in retrospect, it's not the healthiest thing, but you can message me any time of day or night. Right. If I'm asleep, I'll respond first thing in the morning. I don't sleep that much. And if I'm awake, almost without fail, you're going to get a response from me within a minute, 2 minutes tops. Yeah. And so it's not so much for me about being able to connect with other people as being able to create that kind of solidity in my presence, despite my not being physically there, where my family knows that at any point they want to talk to me, I'm there. I'm seconds away. Right. And my close friends, anybody who needs me, if I don't answer within a minute or two, unless it's 2 a.m. where I am, you can count on there's something wrong. And that degree of being able to provide certainty for the people in my life, it's really exceptional. And it's not something that's ever existed in the past in terms of like, you know, even going to a friend's house as a kid, my mom would always say, call us when you get there, make sure we know, you know, and when you get home, the friend's parents say, call us when you get home. Yeah. It's like, now they can watch me go on the map if they need to. So I'm curious, though, I wonder, what's your experience like? How does it compare?
No, it's an interesting point. I'll answer your question. I was going to sort of dovetail something on at the end there, which is that someone I knew lost someone that they knew, right? So someone passed away. Sure. And this availability that you're talking about, or like hyperconnectivity or access that it gives you to someone who wants to be contacted by you, it's so strong, and it forms such a powerful expectation that even after this person had passed away, one of the first things that the bereaved said was, it still feels like I should be able to text them, even though they're gone. Yeah. That's how powerful the connection feels. Totally. You know, I think that's pretty profound.
It's a parasocial relationship that we develop that's deeply overlapping in this Venn diagram of your actual social relationship. I wonder to what extent people are really the same person over messaging as they are in person. I mean, this is totally like off the deep end philosophy or whatever, but are you really the same person when you're talking to someone over messaging as you are when you're in person?
For sure not, but I think there's precedent for this, right? So remember how like you used to have to send short messages over the wire that would get like teletyped or whatever? Sure. So people developed shorthand because you had to pay by the line, or you had to pay by the character or something like that.
What Telegram?
For sending messages over a wire. So I don't know. I never did this, right? I wasn't alive, but like the process was something like you go up to a booth and you either hand them a handwritten letter for them to convert, or you tell them, or you speak it. You speak your message to them.
I think what you're talking about is telegrams.
Yeah, telegrams, sorry. So there was this shorthand that was developed, right?
Right.
You wouldn't say complete sentences.
Totally.
You'd be like, "Oh, I'm here in St. Louis and I'm having a great time. I love all the smells and the new food. I hope to see you soon." You wouldn't say anything.
Right.
You'd be like, "Here in St. Louis, stop. Enjoying it a lot, stop. Hope to see you soon, stop. Yours, John."
Totally.
Like that would be the version of you that people get over the wire. So there's like lots of precedent for shorthand. That's why when when people were going crazy over like, oh, text is going to ruin our ability to, shorthand, like LOL and roll on floor laughing and all these like shorthand, it's going to ruin our ability to like write. It's like, no, it's not. Like people have been using shorthand for everything throughout history.
Yeah.
Like it's fine. So no, I don't think it's like the full version of you, but it's still intimate enough that it feels like you're interacting. It feels present somehow.
It's funny you're talking about shorthand because the thing that came to mind for me is, what is it? Court stenographers who have to type, and they have to type at this speed that people speak, and it could be multiple people simultaneously speaking. So they needed to type all of this super, super fast. I don't remember how many words per minute a stenographer can do, like 200 something, I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, to be able to type at this crazy speed means that they're, of course, processing it and then typing out something that can later be interpreted or expanded out into the full transcript. But it's very much not the transcript, and maybe not even like readable or translatable, interpretable as the things that was originally said by anybody except somebody who's trained in that shorthand. And you're talking about the way that relationships have just evolved as a result of the shorthand that we use. It suddenly made me wonder, like, do stenographers just feel like, man, get to the point? Like, I'm typing here. Just, even outside of work, like,
I wonder.
Holy shit. Give me 1% the words and I will understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I wonder if you just like get used to being this fly on the wall.
Maybe.
Like you become invisible.
That would be such an incredible real life superpower to go and train to be a stenographer.
Right.
God, I hope I'm using the right word. And then also in your free time be a writer. Like imagine being able to go to a bar or something and capture organic conversations without having to use a recording device. Just full speed, as many people as you need to, all talking over each other, and you can just type it all out. Like you would be so immensely prolific in your writing to be able to produce this massive volume of text so fast, which is not to say that the quality of conversations you're going to get in a bar are going to be particularly interesting, but your ability to go and capture them, if you did hear an interesting conversation, the best camera is the one you have with you. And if you're a stenographer, the best transcription is the thing that you can pound out at life speed.
Yeah, I wonder if we should have a stenographer as a guest.
Please, if we have a stenographer who listens,
we need to do that.
Please tell us about it.
There's probably some oath they take where they can't like disclose anything that they've transcribed, but like they would still be able to describe what it feels like.
Sure. Yeah, I mean the experience I think is what I'm interested in. I don't care about the details of the case.
When I was I think when I was still in college, I was looking for extra work to do outside of school, and I tried to sign up for training for one of those.
Oh, really?
And then I never got the call back, so I guess they filled it. But like, I was pretty curious about it. I was like, man, what would this be like? I'll bet I'll learn a lot if I learn how to do this, Yeah,
probably. I have done dictation work in the past, and man, I am really, really slow at dictating. I mean, at transcribing dictations. I've done transcription work. That sucked. That is a very hard job that I'm not qualified for.
Right. Yeah. I mean, taking it back to the phone, I guess this is something that the phone's really good at, is you can do voice memos and you can do dictation now.
Totally.
Which is pretty incredible.
I don't know who said it, but a quote that has stuck with me is, the best camera is the one you have with you. And you assume Apple is not lying in their advertising when they say the iPhone is the most popular camera in the world, or the most popular digital camera, whatever their qualifier is. That means that a larger number of photos are taken, presumably by a greater number of people, on specifically iPhones than on any other individual model. And maybe it's not the largest percentage of photos taken, but that there's so many other cameras that each one is diluted and has some small segment.
Yeah.
So the best camera is the one you have with you, and there's a fair chance that's an iPhone.
Yeah.
Is maybe Apple's marketing spin, but also the best recording device is the one you have with you. The best writing device is the one you have with you. And the incredible thing, I think smartphones specifically, or like personal digital assistants, and especially how far they've come, are really, I think, world changing and life changing, because there's no longer the excuse or the dismay. I didn't have a pad and a pen, so I couldn't draw this gorgeous sunrise. I couldn't take down notes. I came up with the most perfect lyrics and I forgot them. I mean, you still might, but at any point you could pull out the most perfect tool in the world, the most versatile tool in the world, which is a computer, and capture that. And so to not lose the things that are important to you, and to be able to like capture them in the moment when you need to without any preparation, I think that makes phones in particular just phenomenally influential and useful tools.
Right.
All right, outro time. So what are some of the most useful tools in your life? Do you use your smartphone for almost everything like I do? Or do you still have some tried and true tools that you prefer to carry around with you? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Boss Radio.